Assalamu alaikum everyone and welcome back to my Ramadan diaries. I want to be real with you guys. Today's video is actually quite personal because I realized something. From the outside, it might look like I have everything together. I wake up early. Well, you know I don't wake up early. I try to wake up early, but then you know what time I actually wake up if you watch my previous videos. I'm posting videos consistently, I'm completing routines, and I make everything seem so perfect. But here's the truth, I've been stretching myself way too thin. And I think a lot of us do this every Ramadan without even realizing it. However, I have realized that I just do this to myself in general, where I just put so much pressure on myself and I set really high expectations and I just do too much at once and then I end up burning out. I'm exhausted, I'm overwhelmed, and it just leads to me spiraling completely. So, today I want to talk about the pressure that we put on ourselves, the expectations that we set for ourselves, and what I'm going to start doing differently this year. If you want, I might just do a reset routine for my next video so that it can be a more cozy, calm, slower routine instead of having every single hour packed with something that I'm doing. It's gonna be maybe a bit more realistic. Let me know if you guys would like something like that there. So every year I start Ramadan with so much excitement and motivation. I make schedules, I set goals, tell myself I'm gonna do it all. I'm going to read all of my salah. I'm gonna read my fard, my nafil, my sunnah, everything. I'm going to finish a Quran khatam. But to forget one Quran khatam, I wanted to do two. I'm gonna work out every day, right? I'm gonna eat healthy. Ain't no oily food gonna be going in me. That's a lie. I'm going to, post consistently and I'm going to be cooking and making dessert for everyone. And on top of all of that, I still have to be doing my normal day to day, life routine. And at first I feel amazing, I feel unstoppable. When I say I make routines, yes, routines, plural, I'll make a routine for the week, I'll make a routine for the weekend, and I'll make a routine for when I'm not reading. And I realize when I make these routines, I fill up every single hour with something. And sometimes things take longer than you expect it to take. And then it's like, because I never leave any time for leeway, I end up having to do so much in so little time and I just end up cramming it and then I just never have time for me. And it's important to also rest and I also want to doom scroll, guys. I know it's a bad habit. I'm trying to stop, but sometimes I just need my brain to be switched off. So let's get into this. Halfway through anything, I end up hitting a wall. I get exhausted, I'm mentally drained, and I'm just physically tired. Emotionally, I just can't do it. And because I'm so overwhelmed, I start spiraling and overthinking and like I was actually questioning myself and I'm like it feels like I have no time, but at the same time I'm not doing enough. Am I even really doing anything? Am I even doing as much as I'm supposed to be doing? And the thing is, even with all of that, I don't lose motivation. I just try to do even more. But my energy just can't keep up with the expectations I put on myself, which is absolutely normal. I'm human. I need rest. And in Ramadan, our bodies are working overtime. And this is coming from someone who loves food, who can't function without food and water. I need water all the time. I'm always everywhere with my 2 liter water bottle. Like I can't function. And in Ramadan, we have no choice but to do it. So, here's behind the scenes look of my personal Ramadan struggles. In my routines, I know that I'm saying that I'm editing at this specific time, but the truth is, sometimes editing takes so long. It's my least favorite thing to do. I wish somehow magically the vision I have for the video in my head, I can just like somehow translate it. All the videos will come together, all the subtitles, all the audio and everything will just work out like that. But alas, that is not the case. Even if there is some AI tool for that, which we are not supposed to be using, AI is bad, thank you very much. That is not the case. And therefore, I will end up editing videos at 12 o'clock at night. Especially if these are long videos, they take so long to edit. And I end up getting so disappointed because I have so much footage. But when I actually edit it, it comes down to literally half the amount, and it still takes so much of time. And then on top of that, I am staying up for Qiyamul Layl, and I am trying to do as much as I can in that time, because during the day I have no energy to be doing all of these things, and during the day I have no time. So I'm like, okay, well, I don't need sleep, so let me just do it at night. And then it's also Qiyamul Layl, so I'm getting extra energy, and then also I can drink water and I can eat, so I'll have energy. But because I'm not sleeping, I'm not getting energy. And then as it is, I'm doing my hip, I'm trying to learn, but everything in my brain is all mushy and foggy because I cannot function. As a human being, you cannot function without food and water and sleep. And that is exactly what I'm basically doing to myself. And then also on top of that, I'm cooking and I'm cleaning and I'm running around doing all the things I would normally do, just with no energy. Basically running on fumes. By Wednesday, it all piles up. Even small things start to feel heavy. Things I genuinely enjoy doing, things I want to do, just feel like a chore. And I realize my struggle isn't laziness or lack of motivation. It's the pressure that I put on myself to be perfect and do everything. And ironically, Ramadan is supposed to be about peace and balance. And I know I'm posting videos about these things. And it's like, I need it to clock in my head also. It's I'm human. I need to also just give myself space to breathe and time to rest. And if you're going to put so much on yourself to the point where it becomes a chore, you're going to start hating it. So the acts of worship that we are doing, we need to do it out of the goodness of our heart, and we shouldn't be doing it to the point where we basically hate doing it, we don't want to doing it, and we're just doing it for the sake of doing it, instead of our intention being we want to do it for the pleasure of Allah. And there is no competition. Ramadan is not a competition. These are all things that we are putting on ourselves, expectations we are putting on ourselves. Allah knows what's in our heart, Allah knows our intentions, and we just have to try to do the best that we possibly can. And again, I'm sure some of you watching this have felt it too. You set expectations for Ramadan that are just too much. You feel like you're not doing the most every day, and if you're not doing the most, then you're failing, right? But here's the thing, you're not failing. Allah doesn't want us to burn out. He doesn't want us to put so much on ourselves that we just can't handle it. He wants us to try sincerely and take care of ourselves. Sometimes the most meaningful Ramadan is the quiet one. It's the simple one, the one where you're consistent but not overworked, the one where your heart feels calm even if you don't do 100 things a day.
So here's what I'm changing so that this Ramadan is different. I'm choosing consistency over perfection. I don't have to do it all, I just have to do it with sincerity. So I'm cutting down two khatams to one, and I'm going to still try to read all of my salah on time. It is already something I do, but I wanted to start reading all of my nafil salah as well. I'm going to focus on my salah, especially connection with Allah, being grateful for how many blessings I already have, and I'm going to take care of myself. I'm going to give myself permission to rest without feeling guilty. And I'm going to try to have slower, more meaningful routines instead of filling every second with productive tasks. So I'll wake up early, but I'm not going to force myself to get out of bed because I know that my body needs rest. I'm going to read Quran, but I'm going to focus on understanding it and reflecting what I just read rather than finishing it quickly and trying to read as much as I possibly can. I'm going to edit videos, but I'm not gonna push myself to stay up the whole night to edit it or meet a deadline that I have set for myself in my head, because burnout is real. And if I burn out halfway through Ramadan, I lose the part that matters the most, my connection with Allah, the reflection of everything that I'm doing, and the peace of Ramadan. A lot of us feel like we're not doing the most, and that means that, we're wasting Ramadan. But the truth is, Ramadan isn't about doing the most, it's about effort, sincerity, and balance. Even the small things count: praying your salah on time, making dua quietly, and doing continuous dhikr of Allah. All of that is Ramadan too. And it's more sustainable than trying to overload yourself with everything all at once. Remember, we're trying to carry on the habits we build in Ramadan out of Ramadan as well. I want to share a moment that basically inspired this whole video, and I've had to deal with this Ramadan. After Fajr, I was sitting exhausted on my musalla, thinking about everything that I still had to do the next day. I was completely overwhelmed, on the verge of bawling my eyes out, and I realized that I made everything about quantity, not quality. And that's not what Ramadan is about. It's about being present, being patient, and being purposeful. So if your Ramadan feels messy or overwhelming, that's okay. You're human. You're learning. And Allah sees every effort, even the quiet ones that nobody notices. So this Ramadan, I'm learning balance. I'm learning that I don't have to do everything. I'm learning to give myself grace, and that effort is more important than perfection. And I want you to know, if you're feeling overwhelmed or exhausted, or you've put too much pressure on yourself, you are not failing. Take a deep breath, reflect, adjust, and keep going sincerely. Let me know in the comments, have you ever experienced Ramadan burnout? And what are you going to do differently this year?